back to Remotely Controlled, Sam.
Hey, I feel like I just saw you earlier this week.
It's been a while since we've done this, though.
It has been a while since we've
Well,
done
you
this
know what?
show.
Actually, it hasn't. It's been a while since we've done this on this show.
That is true because we did this about a week ago. No, less than a week ago.
Yeah, it was like days ago.
Days ago. Yeah. If you didn't see it, go check out Direct RC's YouTube channel.
Yeah, we did an awesome live stream while we were at Beat the Creek in the middle of the woods in Kentucky. Things did not go smoothly, but we made it work.
We did. It wasn't our best production value, but that's when it happens when you're running off a generator and you're in a Starlink and you're in the backwoods of Kentucky.
So it was a bit of a fiasco trying to get everything set up. So Sam had a couple microphones for us to use, so the audio would be good,
Yep.
but the microphones wouldn't sync up. So
It's because I only ever use one of them. I don't use two ever.
So that put us behind schedule, just trying to get that going. And so that put us like maybe 2 or 3 minutes behind like our target start time.
Yep.
And then right when Sam was about to hit go live, our generator died, which means that it killed our Starlink, so we had no internet access. Then we had to scramble and get some gas in the generator, get it fired back up, wait for all of the electronics to reconnect and boot back up and everything else.
Yep.
And it was a bit of a fiasco. I think that's a good word to use there.
It was something, but it was a killer show because we had multiple high-ranking guests on the show.
It was a great show, and the lineup was killer.
It was killer. For being improvised on the spot, it was really good. And I didn't expect, honestly, to have, well, the guests were kind of a given, but I didn't expect for us to go for an hour on that show. I thought it was maybe 30 minutes. I know. I was thinking 30, maybe 20, 30 minutes. No,
I was kind of thinking maybe a half hour. And then we got going and it was clicking.
It was. And we had the guests we had on there. First and foremost, we had Greg from RC Driver. He was awesome. They're all awesome, but that's something you don't always get, is to see a person that has like 250,000 subscribers on your channel.
Yeah, one of the original OGs, like in the whole industry.
OGs. And then we had Ken from the Shop Mini RC on.
Yep.
And Mr. Van DeWitt from the Micro Crawler Club.
Yep.
And Scott from HobbyPlus.
Yep.
And Scott is kind of the hobby. I don't know I don't even know what his title is.
Like the U.S. rep, basically.
For HobbyPlus. And then you had these two guys.
And then just the same old us.
Just the same old us.
So
I love it.
So here we go for tonight. Sam, I got a question to kick us off so that way people can chime in. We can see who all we have with us. I saw that we've got Bam with us. We've got Nana Shake. I saw Andy. Andy Ritchie chimed in already. So here is my question for tonight.
Okay.
And just let me know, we are totally off script tonight. We have no show notes.
We are my type of show.
Winging it. So my question for the group: if you have not met me in person, how tall do you think I am?
This was the biggest shocker of Beat This Creek. The biggest shocker thing I saw or learned at Beat the Creek.
What do we got here? So RC2 Adrenaline. You waved at me. Well, hey.
You should have come over and said hi.
I don't know if did I see you? Did I wave back?
If not, that was rude.
There was a lot of stuff going on, man.
It was absolutely like the first day I was supposed to get out and film. I'm going through my footage right now to make my video. I didn't get hardly anything filmed.
Dude. No, listen, we were tethered to that booth. Like, we were scrambling on Sunday to get some footage.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy.
And not just footage for us, like footage for Direct RC. Like, a big part of the reason for us being there, we were scrambling on the last day before the thing shut down just to get some footage.
Yep.
So, all right, what do we got? We got 5'6.5" Andy Ritchie. Come on now.
You got a percentage of 6.
5'6", 5'4". Harold, a percentage of 6, yeah. Is that a 5-6? Was 5-6? Why is everybody thinking 5-6? All right, listen up, folks. Joker Air, yeah, you do need to get a new brushless Spec B.
Yes, you do. True
All
story.
right, so the reason I'm asking this question is because Sam and I met in person for the first time at Beat the Creek. We've been doing this show for over a year, and we've never met in person.
Isn't that
And
weird?
so
That's the
when I
weirdest thing
got
in the
to the
world.
Airbnb, Van DeWitt was the first person to answer the door, and he saw me and he said, "Well, you're taller than I thought." And then I went upstairs and I immediately got ransacked by Ken, who did his influencer ambush before I even had my bag set down. And then I saw Sam and his son, who both said, "You're taller than I thought." And then that night, Sam was talking to his wife, and he turns the phone around on FaceTime, and she goes, "Well, you're taller than I thought you were." Come on, I'm a full grown person, people.
And by full grown, he is. Can I tell him how tall you are?
Do you know how tall I am?
You told me.
Oh, okay.
He's 6'3".
I'm 6'3". I'm a
I'm
full size man.
I am well, at one point in my life, I think I'm shrinking now, but I was 6'2". So he's a
Okay.
full inch taller than me 15 years ago. I'm probably 6'1.5" by this point,
So
but
I've never been accused of being short in my life. And so to have 4 people in the span of like 10 hours, I didn't
you're
know if
tall,
I should
dude.
be offended or what.
You're tall, dude. You're taller than everybody expected. Which is weird because on camera you don't appear tall. Like at all. Anyway, if you really want to see the height difference between me and him, go take a look at his he dropped his you dropped your video today.
Wait, what's today? Is today Tuesday?
Yeah. Or
No, today's
Wednesday.
Wednesday. I dropped it last night.
Yesterday. That's insane because I'm about halfway through mine.
It took a lot. So I got the Direct RC video done and I got that sent to them.
Yeah.
I never know when they're gonna schedule the videos, so I don't know when that will go live, but I did get
Yeah.
it edited and uploaded to them. Um Monday.
Hmm.
I think it was Monday I got that sent to them. And then I focused on getting mine done and I got it cranked out. Um and so yeah,
I apologize.
my original goal was to have it done for my like this coming Saturday for my video release. But then like I had Monday off of work and I had Tuesday off of work, and so I just started just cranking on some editing, and I managed to get it done.
Good on you. Good on you. I mean, I'm still working through mine, and I'll always love doing the Beat the Creek video because it's just so much fun. If you missed
Yeah,
out on Beat the Creek, if you've never been, it's a whole different level of experience for sure.
yeah.
But I'm just getting through mine. I actually got a short done while we were there for Direct RC, so look for that dropping hopefully soon. Thanks, Rob. I do go down the wrong tube. Um, um, but I haven't got my video done yet, and I'm cranking through as fast as I can. But coming back and trying to get everything unpacked and trying. I mean, I was a whole day each way in travel, and so trying to get everything unpacked. And then all of you who've gotten orders in the meantime, I haven't touched those since last Wednesday, essentially. So be patient. I'm working on getting them out as soon as humanly possible.
And your travel day home was a
Oh,
full day.
whole day. So we traveled with Ken because he lives in Denver, which is kind of by Utah, and
Kind of.
he kind of it's
Just
two
next
mountain
door.
range. It's
You
two
guys
mountain ranges away, next
you
door in
guys are just next door
geological
neighbors.
terms. Yeah. Anyway, so he had to be at the airport. His plane left at like 10:30. Our plane didn't leave till 3:30. So we had to go to the airport with him because we had to take the rental car back, and then we just sat there.
And I will tell you what, so you guys flew out of Indianapolis. Um,
Yep.
and the Indianapolis airport, it is a really nice airport in the sense that like it is not big.
It's
And
small.
so you can get in and out, like there's no huge crowd you got to fight and stuff like that.
Yep.
But it is small. And so it is not an airport where you really want to spend 6 hours.
No, I mean, we did spend it editing. That's where I got a lot of half of my video done. But you're right. It is. There's nothing to do. Not the airports have anything to entertain you, but there's nothing to do there.
Yeah.
It's literally food and that's it, right?
That's
Very
kind
few
of what we do in
shops.
Indiana.
You eat.
We race and we eat.
You race and you eat. They have some cool cars in that airport, though. Very cool
Yeah, they
cars.
do.
And they would.
Especially because you guys on your way home, it's the month of May, brother.
It is. It
And
is.
that is like a full month holiday in Indianapolis.
Well, they were just. They were just. I actually had the opportunity to see them putting one of the cars out. It was an old vintage Indy 500 car or whatever it is, and
Yep.
it was really cool.
I'm just glad you didn't say F1 car.
F1 car. That's what I meant.
Bam. We will absolutely get to the barn experience.
Yep.
So the show tonight, we don't have show notes. We don't have a script for tonight. Because the past week has just been a madhouse of traveling and being at Beat the Creek and all that stuff. We just wanted to keep tonight pretty simple and really just kind of do a recap with some of like the behind the scenes stuff and share some stories and some jokes and stuff like that from the weekend. And really just kind of chit chat a little bit. So
Yeah.
nothing formal tonight by any means. And
Nothing planned out.
And so really we just share kind of our experiences a little bit. And if you guys have any questions, if you haven't been to Beat the Creek and you have questions about it, drop those in the chat. And if you have been to Beat the Creek, what's your favorite part about going there? So,
Yep.
So just feel free, chime in. We'll do our best to keep an eye on the chat and make sure that we are answering questions and all that good stuff.
So before I left, but going back to before I left to Beat the Creek, I got to show you something. And I told you this at Beat the Creek. The day before I left for Beat the Creek, I got 2 packages in the mail that I have been dying to tear into, and I haven't been able to. And finally today, I was able to tear into one of them to get some content filmed for Direct RC. And one of them, I have to show you. I know this is nothing new. It's really nothing new, but this guy right here.
Oh, is that the Terracomp?
That's the Terracomp.
Oh, nice.
So content for okay, shameless plug for Direct RC. Right now, these things, they're having a thing on their site where you can get a set of wheels. These are the wheels that came with it.
Okay.
Wheels and tires.
Set of Mias wheels. Are they Mias tires also?
They're Mias tires. They come back to back.
Okay.
So, like I said, not a shameless plug, but I have been waiting to get my hands on this guy for a really long time, and I finally am able to do it. And I'm super excited to tear into it and see what this thing's made of.
I didn't know that they were running a deal with the wheels and tires.
Yeah, on their website, you can get this guy and a set of wheels and tires. And I can't remember the price. Don't quote me on it. But yeah, so you're gonna be seeing a lot of this on our channel and on our social media and on Direct RC social media. The other one that I'm super excited to tear into, and I haven't even opened it yet.
Oh, I'm kind of jealous about that one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
Is that the Titan 18? Is that what that is?
That is the 18. It's not the 30th. It's the 18.
Well, because they also have the 24 coming also.
They do have the 24 coming as well, but
so those things are premium RTRs, by the way.
They're not even RTRs.
ARTRs. You need a battery for them, right?
You need a battery. That's the thing. I know. But we have to call it what it is. It's an ARTR.
You're right. I don't want to misspeak and say RTR because it's not.
So
but I do want to clarify, those things are premium. And the reason I'm saying that is because there is a premium price tag on it.
Yes. And rightly so. It's got a titanium chassis. It's got all the hop-up parts. I mean, this thing is ready to comp out of the box.
Yeah, here's the thing. You're not going to spend $200 on an RTR and then have to spend another $250 to hop it up. You're getting a fully built Furitek rig, so you're going to pay for it up front. But once you get it, that's what it is. Like it's done. It's ready to go. So there is a sticker shock factor, and that's the only reason why I wanted to comment and share that it is a premium product, because the sticker shock is real. But if you kind of add everything up, it's not as crazy as it looks on paper.
Because I have rigs that I've spent easy $500 on.
Dude, for real. But I'm not going to say
But
it very loud because my
no,
family's
because
upstairs.
yeah, my wife may be watching. But to have it at the get-go, that's the hard part for me is it's easier to spend, 20-30 bucks here, 20-30 bucks there to upgrade something, but to have it at the get-go is pretty wild, right?
Yeah.
And I think, once again, not a shameless plug, I think this one came with a different set
No,
of
what?
wheels
Come
and tires.
on.
So I think they're having a special right now on Direct RC. I could be wrong, but I think if you go pick one of these two rigs up, you get a set of wheels and tires with it.
I
Mias
wonder if
wheels
they
and
had
tires.
a Mia shipment fall off the back of a truck or something.
I don't know, but I haven't even torn into this yet, and I'm so excited. Um, but stuff's coming. So not only for my channel and my social media, but Direct RC as well. Sorry, before we get on to Beat the Creek, those have been sitting here the whole time at Beat the Creek. My head kept going back to them. I want them to open these rigs up.
So I had 2 large boxes sitting on my porch for
Mhm.
over a week now at this point. I still haven't opened them up. My shipment from Universal Rocks was delivered just before Beat the
Cool.
Creek, and I was in full-on scramble mode trying to prep, and so I haven't even been able to open them. And since I've been back, I've been editing and all kinds of other stuff, so they're still sitting on the box on my porch. I've got 3 um I've got 3 different size courses from them out on my porch right now. So
I'm surprised you haven't had a porch pirate.
honestly, same.
I mean, at least move them around to the back of your house or something. My
Well, and
goodness.
our porch, like there's like a wall like on the front, so like you can't see that they're there.
Oh well, that definitely
It
helps.
helps. But
Definitely.
yeah, so I need to get that out. And we were able to play with some Universal Rocks at Beat the Creek, and man,
They
those
had
things are
them.
cool, man.
They're very cool, and I was surprised by how durable they were. Not that
Yeah.
not that I expected. I mean, but they had 10 scales going over them, no problem.
Yep. Well, there were some
You know.
there were some SEX sixes that climbed on them.
Yeah, yeah. It is. I mean, as long as you have the underneath support for it,
Yep.
um, yeah, not a problem.
So a couple
Uh,
questions, Rob Conant. How much are they? We're talking about the Titan 18. Um, they so at the show we had a deal going on at the show, and they were 450 at the show. I think they're like 500 regularly priced is what I want to say.
yes, I think you're absolutely right. I'm trying to find it on their site right now, and I'm not seeing it for some
And that's for
reason.
the 18. I don't know whether 24 is going to fall. Um, and I think the 30 might be 450 regular.
Yeah, it's $50 less than the other one. I did look that up today.
Okay. Yep.
So
So
anyway,
those are
cool rigs.
the price points, Rob. And like Sam said, they are titanium chassis, like titanium cage chassis, and I
Yeah,
mean, Furitek axles, Furitek electronics, all that good stuff.
yeah.
So I mean, there's no shortage of quality in the builds, but you do have to be ready for that. The Terracomp is 260.99. Bam, that is helpful. Thank you, because I wasn't even thinking about the Terracomp. And
Plus
then
the
they also
wheels.
have the Terracomp X. That's the four
X.
wheel steer version.
Yes, yes. This one's just the Terracomp, not the four-wheel steer. But the Terracomp X has the four-wheel steer, and I do believe both of them you do get the Mias wheels and tires. So it's a great. That's like a $20-$30 value on top of
Yep.
it. So um,
But this is remotely
definitely something.
controlled. We're not trying to plug
No, not at all.
Direct RC. We do work with Direct RC, but that doesn't have anything to do with our show. We're just chatting right now.
Yeah.
And then Harold had a question about we were running baby Capras, and so he was asking how they performed. Harold, if I don't know if you have watched my video or not, but if you did, you may have noticed that I turned mine into an 18 scale boat.
No, I think it was more like a submarine.
A submarine's still a boat.
He turtle moded it right when he was trying to get on the raft.
Listen, that did not go well.
Yeah. But is it okay? Have you tried it out?
I haven't tried it since I got home. It was running fine when my batteries died. I did verify, I did confirm that both of the battery packs were dead.
Okay.
So that's a good sign because it was running fine up until the batteries died.
Yeah, because once we got to the barn, the battery got kicked the bucket.
Yeah, but I mean, I was probably like maybe like a third of the way through the barn, and the
Yeah,
battery died.
yeah,
Um,
that's further than I made it.
I didn't know, and I should have because I charged your guys' batteries that like either Friday or Saturday night. But your guys' Gens Ace batteries for the UTB 18s are something like what, like 1100 milliamp.
Yeah, I don't even have my battery bags here. They're
Like
still
they're
inside, packed up.
huge because I was
Yeah,
like, how is Cade's still going?
yeah,
Your son, like his so Sam, me, Sam, and his son Cade, we were all running UTV 18s. And yes, Harold, I sank it. I know. Um, me, Sam, and Cade were all running UTB 18s at the barn. Mine died. Sam's took a spill, and it's fine, right? You just kind of,
yeah. No,
out
what
of an
happened? Remember,
abundance of caution, is what we'll call it.
I had a the remember I had lost control and it just kept going, and I
Oh, that's
caught it.
right.
I caught it. It was up top. It was up on a higher level. Because
Yep.
if you don't know what the beat the barn is, we better backtrack. Beat the barn is these people that do Beat Creek have taken their barn and converted it into a crawler course. It's a live working barn. There are horses in there. There are implements in there. There's hay in there. It's a live working barn, but
There's
all in
horse
the
poop in
rafters,
there.
there's horse poop in there. All in the rafters, they put basically like chicken wire and logs and boards and
And
fire hoses.
fire hoses. Yep, there you go.
So you can crawl like 10 to 30 feet up.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, like you're like 35 feet above those horses. And it's scary because at that part, like if you go off course and your rig falls, one, it's fallen about 35 feet, and two,
Yep.
it might fall on the horses. That part, actually, I don't really care for that part personally. That's
And
just,
three, it might fall in some horse, you know
well,
what.
it could fall on some horse poop. And I don't think normally during the day they keep the
No.
horses in the barn while people were running, but there were a couple in there while we were running.
Yep.
And that part made me even extra nervous. And I wasn't even running that part.
Yeah.
Mine had
So
already died by then.
it had, and mine had too. Well, so mine lost signal, I think, and then but my motor was stayed on, and so it basically just ran off. But luckily, I was underneath it and I was able to catch it.
Yeah.
So, but after that,
Yeah,
I'm
I took
like,
a
I'm just
blind
gonna
corner and I
film.
did not catch mine.
Yeah, it's true. Um, I just decided at that point I'm going to watch my son. This is probably his first and maybe his last time there. I hope not, but I decided to just film him and watch him and cheer him on. So I just set mine aside. Chaz put his next to mine when he fell off, and then we just watched Cade. It was actually really fun watching Cade go through it. He was
And he
sweating
made it.
bullets. He did.
He was so nervous, but he
He
did
was
it.
so nervous.
And out of all three of the baby Capras, his is like the most stock.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you've
Actually,
got the
not.
4-wheel steer version. I've
Oh
got the
yeah.
Furitek brushless system. And
He
his
had
just
he has
kept
a
on
Furitek
trucking.
too. So he did do wheels. Before Beat the Creek, he had only wheels. He had Furitek brushless and the stock wheels and tires. I told him I would help him upgrade, meaning I would pay for his upgrade.
I gotcha.
And I got his wheels and tires for him because he really liked the tires that we have on ours, which are
Yeah.
the Spec Zeros or Class Zeros, BFG Pro Line tires. And he wanted them, so I said, okay, we'll do this. And he upgraded right before, so he had a brushless and he had a Furitek and he had the wheels and tires.
Okay, so his was brushless. I didn't realize his was
Yeah,
brushless.
his was
Okay.
brushless.
Well, that helps.
Yeah, but that UTV 18 is very capable, just stock out of the box,
It is. It absolutely is.
and they're super fun. And I convinced Chaz to bring his because he wanted to bring his 10 scale, and I said the rest of us are bringing our other ones.
Yep. And I wasn't going to
And
bring both because I just didn't really have any interest in dragging too many rigs. Because
well, we wouldn't have the time.
I already knew I had to bring the Terranaut and the trailer. I had to
Mhm.
bring my 30. I had to bring my Mias Dig chassis because it had the new Furitek censored motor in there.
Yeah.
Of course, I had to bring my Lunar Rover because that thing always gets a lot of attention.
So if you don't know the Furitek booth, the reason why we bring a bunch of rigs to events like this, and it's not because we drive them all, because we don't, but it is to grab people's attention to bring them into the booth. And so like we try to bring our most extravagant rigs or rigs that actually Direct RC, Furitek, and HobbyPlus sells. so it can bring people in. But I think, in fact, I only think I ran a couple rigs, and mainly the nanos.
I ran my 30 on the HobbyPlus display, and I ran my Capra on Sunday on Trail 2 and at the barn.
Yep. I ran both my Capras because we were doing FPV for a minute, and I ran my 30s, and that's it as well.
Yep.
So,
all right. Well, I have kind of wandered away from the chat. We have any door cam still working? Yes, Harold, my door cam still is working, so that helps with the porch pirates as well. All right, so some behind the scenes, man. Let's share some stories from Beat the Creek that did not make it into the footage, because when we're not at the event, we're not filming a whole lot because there's shenanigans going on, and we're not trying to incriminate anybody. You know what I mean?
Motley Crue for sure, right?
So one of my favorite parts, man. Was it Friday night we went to the Mexican restaurant? I think it was Friday night we went to the Mexican restaurant.
Yes, it was.
And so as we're finishing up, one of us gets up and goes to the bathroom. And then a little while later, I got up to go to the bathroom, but it was only like a one-person bathroom. I didn't know that. So the door was locked. So I was like, all right. So I went back to the table and I was waiting my turn. And the first person came out and he sat down. He was sitting across from me. And so I looked at him and was like, hey, did you just blow that up? Because he was in there for a little while. And I was like, did you just blow that up? And he looked at me and he was like, yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm going to wait just a little bit. And then Greg, RC driver Greg, he looks at Scott from HobbyPlus and he's like, hey, Scott, if you need to go to the bathroom, it's open now. And Scott just got up and wandered in there right after it had just been blown up. Scott comes out and he makes some face at Greg. I don't know. Greg lost it, dude. He was literally crying.
He was rolling on the floor for sure.
Greg and I ended up riding around with Greg pretty much the entire weekend, because just the way that the rental cars and things worked out, it just ended up where Greg and I were car mates for the weekend, and both of us were still giggling like a couple of schoolgirls on the way back to the Airbnb after dinner.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
It was good.
It was good times. Behind the scenes stuff for me, I don't know. I was, to be honest, the whole time I got to hang out with you in person, I'm just like, how is this? I was blown away. My mind was blown that two people can meet up thousands of miles apart and never really even never even really see each other in person. You know, today, that's the biggest thing that kind of got me. And don't get me wrong, Chaz is as genuine as it gets. The way you see him on camera is the way he is in real life.
Dude, so it varies, right? Like in person, it varies a little bit. So when I'm not on camera, my energy tends to kind of sag down a little bit. But I'm still I'm just goofy, dude. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. I'm cheesy and I'm goofy. I love dad jokes. I'm super sarcastic.
And that's what I love about it, is it's totally the way. I mean, I've talked to you enough off camera, like just over the internet and without not being on live or anything. And what you see is what you get, guys.
For better or worse.
Or worse. That was one of my favorite parts, is just getting to know you for real, in person. Not that I don't know you, but and you know, because it's the first time we met. That's what blew me away.
Well, you know, they say don't meet your heroes.
It's true, because you're disappointed. Yes, Harold, only taller, a lot taller.
Like a foot taller.
Yeah. My wife told me today, she's all, I thought he was like 5'3".
Seriously, a foot taller.
Seriously. Behind the scenes stuff, other than that, setting up the booth, we work a lot with Director C and Furitek and Furitek USA and HobbyPlus. So just setting up the booth, kind of seeing that process, although I've done it a ton of times. I've never actually filmed it, and you're actually going to get to see us how we kind of film the whole thing, or how we set the whole thing up, because I filmed it in my video. So stay tuned for that. Genuine is the only best way to be, for sure, Nana.
Yeah. If you're faking
And
it, dude, people are gonna find out, and that ain't cool.
absolutely. And then just the good times we had just hanging out in the Airbnb, like when we walked down by the river and Scott about pushed Ken in the water. I mean,
I didn't
just
even see that part. Are you talking about like in the
oh
mornings?
no, it was after we got done from downtown Maysville.
Oh yeah,
We
I forgot about that.
we walked down by the river, and he didn't about push Ken in, but he acted like he was going to push Ken in.
So Maysville, Kentucky is a really cool tiny river town. And
It's awesome.
they've got this massive flood wall because back in like I don't even remember when it was, like the 20s or 30s or something, they had a flood where the whole downtown, I'm not joking, it was like 8 feet underwater, 10 feet underwater, something like that. It was nuts. And so they've got this massive flood wall, but if you walk down past the flood wall down to the river, then they've got like a little river walk and like some little docks and stuff like that. And so Ken wandered out on one and almost got
There
pushed
we
in.
go. Sorry, my daughter is home from college, and she just jumped in my truck to go pick up my other daughter, and my Bluetooth from my phone connected to my truck. So I lost you. I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? Anyway, yeah, Maysville is cool. It's a very small town and a very cool town. And just going down there, my favorite behind the scenes joke, and you'll see it in my video, but I'm going to spoil it for you guys early, was the bridge from which
The
the
bridge.
the Golden Gate Bridge from which.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you remember that?
Yeah. Um, my favorite part about Maysville is they have a Gold Star chili, and
Oh,
I am still bitter.
that wasn't my decision. I would have gone with you because I have
I
an
know,
iron stomach.
I
I have a
know.
freaking iron stomach.
All
I would
right.
have gone with you in a heartbeat.
So here's the story. So Gold Star chili is so Cincinnati has like a very distinct Cincinnati style chili that like Gold Star chili and Skyline. If you've ever heard of Skyline, it's very similar to Gold Star, but it's very regional. Gold Star is even more local than Skyline. So whenever I get down there, I don't get. We have Skyline in Indianapolis, but we don't have Gold Star. So whenever I get down to Cincinnati area, Maysville has one. I take advantage of Gold Star, and so last year I subjected the guys to Gold Star, and they were really not impressed. This year, because there were so many new folks from out west, I was like, "All right, you guys got to go to Gold Star. Like this is it's a local flavor. It's a taste of the town." And so what was it Saturday night? We were talking about what are we gonna do for dinner? And I was like, well, hey, this is our last night, so Gold Star. And Sam, not this Sam, not this
Not me.
Sam.
Yeah.
Sam, the guy that runs or owns Direct RC, so he is Vietnamese. So like his taste in food and things like that is a little bit different. Um, and so we were talking about dinner, and Sam is just so quiet and so reserved. Like he's usually working behind the scenes. A lot of times he's on his
Yep.
laptop in the pickup truck while we're working the booth and stuff like that. Like he just kind of he handles business behind the scenes.
Yep.
He doesn't talk a whole lot, and so we're all just trying to figure out dinner. And I mentioned Gold Star, and Sam was like, "Is that the place from last year? That place sucks." I was like, "Oh man, Sam," and it hurt my soul.
It broke Chaz's heart a little bit.
All right, now full disclosure, Sunday after we tore down, I went to Gold Star by myself before I left town,
And it looked delicious.
and it made me sick on the way home.
But was it good?
Oh, it was so good, but it was a long 3 hour drive home, brother. Let me tell you that.
All right.
Also, you didn't know this part yet. On the way home, so I got just around Cincinnati and it started just kind of sprinkling a little bit. So I turned on
Hmm.
my windshield wipers. They went one time, everything was cool. A couple minutes later, all right, I hit them again. They go, everything's cool. They go and they're back down about 7/8 of the way. my passenger side windshield wiper just leaves. It just ejects.
It's like, I'm out of here.
So
Good times.
luckily it didn't rain any harder, so I was able to just like drive and the rain just kind of like blew off the windshield
Yeah.
because I wasn't trying to use my windshield wipers with one wiper missing.
No, sure. Because that scratches your windshield too. That's not fun. You
You
heard
may
about
not have
our
noticed,
little.
but my windshield is worse than scratched.
Did you hear our little fiasco?
Uh, I don't know.
We got an hour away from the event from Beat the Creek, and we're basically in downtown Cincinnati, right? And I had no
Okay.
clue Cincinnati was that close. I guess I should have known, but um, Ken gets a text from Joe at Beat the Creek. Is it Joe? I think it's Joe, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah, Joe
Joe.
Hawk or
Yeah,
however you say
okay.
his name.
Yep. And he gets a text with the picture, and it's his backpack sitting on the grass. Yeah.
Whose backpack was it?
Ken's.
Ugh.
So we had to turn around and drive an hour back just to turn around and come an hour back to get his backpack, because not only did we discover later it had all his lipos in it, but we discovered later it had his truck keys as well. So
Well,
that
kind
would
of
have been a
important.
problem. Yeah.
Yep, kind of
So
important.
um but on the way I was kind of excited because we got to see um are you there?
Yep. Are you
Oh,
there?
yeah, something just disconnected. That was weird.
I heard some beeping,
Yeah, we
but
got
we're
to
still
see
here.
we got to see the Cincinnati Reds Stadium, and right across the street, the Cincinnati Bengals Stadium. I had no clue they were that close.
Oh yeah, they're right next door to each other.
Yeah, right next door.
Because
So,
Cincinnati's not a big city.
oh, I thought it was huge.
No, not at all. It is actually quite small. It it looks kind of large, like the downtown skyline stuff like that. Yes, Harold, they have auto parts stores, but I was already past it. I was on I-74, and there's nothing on I-74. Um, but yeah, so Cincinnati itself, and it's like very like confined,
Compact. Okay.
yeah. And so yeah, all of that stuff, because there's University of Cincinnati, there's Xavier University, there's the Bengals, there's the Reds, like the city itself, it has a lot going on, but it's just
Right.
all jam packed, and it's all
Right.
down there on the riverfront too.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, I didn't know that. I've never been to Cincinnati before that I know of, and but it was there. But that was our little trip to and
Well, Sam's
oh,
gone, I guess. Oh, there you are.
what is going on? I feel like I'm at Beat the Creek again.
I think maybe your truck stole your feed.
I guess. My goodness. Well, we'll continue on. So, getting back to Beat the Creek, uh, some of the cool stuff. What was some of the coolest things you saw or that you did? We just did a little course. It wasn't that long. It was the A course or the B. No, number two was it?
Trail 2.
Trail two.
And we just
Um,
did like the first like 50 feet of it.
yeah, because well, we didn't have the time first of all, and we
Right.
you last year you didn't get a chance to go to the barn.
I didn't put a battery in any of my rigs last year at all.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even
So
turn a rig on last year.
that was your first time seeing the barn, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So I had been to the barn last year. I didn't do any crawling in it last year, but I filmed a lot of it. Or
No, 2
last year,
years ago for you.
2 years ago, the year before. To me, it was last year because I didn't go last year. But the barn was always one of my favorite things just because it's so unique. I wouldn't say it's hard crawling. The hardest part is that you're doing this the whole time,
Yeah.
right?
And it's
So
nerve-wracking because if you
and
go
it's
off course, it's quite
yeah,
a tumble.
and on occasion you heard a rig fall off.
Yep.
So the barn's unique. It's not necessarily hard crawling. It's just nerve wracking because of that. But I'll be honest, I really enjoyed crawling on number two, which we did. Ken and I and Van 2 years ago did that one.
Mhm.
Except I didn't have a capper. I had my tent scale, and I didn't have any lights on it. They had the lights, so I had to put one of them in front of me and one of them behind me. But I really enjoyed that little, 50 feet, 100 feet of crawler. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, the number 2 trail is super convenient too because it starts right at the beginning of Vendor Village.
Hmm.
So like for us, as we're leaving the booth and leaving the vendor village area, like you can hop right on trail 2.
Yep.
And then the trail itself is way longer than 50 feet, but the best kind of climbing spots and obstacles and stuff they're pretty much in the first 50 feet. There's a bridge that's down the way a little bit that we didn't make it down to. um
And
one or
it's
two.
a hike down there, but it's like trailing after that first part. There's not really rock crawling.
Yeah, RC2 adrenaline, definitely one or two sliding spots. Those fire hoses are slippery.
Yes, they are. And for a baby capret that doesn't have quite the wheelbase as like a 10 scale, you can slip in between them real easy.
Yep, and especially when you've already stuck it in some mud and your tires are caked
Actually,
in slippery mud.
yep, it's true.
That doesn't help
It
anything.
No, not at all. And you're running super swampers.
I am running super swampers. They
Yeah,
were swamped out.
they were swamped out.
I love super
Anyways,
swamp. Super swamper is probably my favorite tread pattern.
I am a big fan of super swampers. I have been since day one, even in full scale. But my favorite tread pattern on the super swamper lineup, because they have more than just one,
Hmm.
is the thornbird by far.
Yeah.
The thorn, just because it's so aggressive. Like the lugs, the side lugs on those things are like on the full scale are like this. They're
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
And it's just so aggressive and so mean looking. I just like the looks of them. Never
Yep.
mind, they perform really well too. But
Right.
something unique that was this year. So down by the Crash Up Derby, they had RC Crash Up Derby.
Yeah, they did.
I wanted to do it. We didn't get a chance to,
I know.
unfortunately.
Well, we ran out of time.
I know,
And
but they were.
man, that was only a couple 100 feet away from us.
It was just right down the row from us.
Yeah.
They had Traxxas slashes, I think was what they were.
Yep.
And then this guy had fabricated aluminum bodies for them. So when you actually crashed into someone, it dented them up,
Yeah, they'd bang up a little bit. Yeah.
which I thought was pretty cool. You just had this little arena that you'd go, and it was like $5 for 5 minutes. I thought that was really, really cool. And I'm like,
Yep.
I
Yeah, it
wonder
was
if I
like
could
10
try
by
something like
10 or
that.
12 by 12. It wasn't huge
No,
because they don't want to make it huge. They don't want you winding those things up to 30 mile an hour and running into each other, because
and
then that's real damage.
and he did. I did talk to the guy, and he said it's rare that they break something on the actual cars themselves,
Yeah.
but they also took off the aggressive tires and put street tires on them.
Yeah.
So you don't get like, and most 1-to-1 crash up derbies or demolition derbies, they typically water down the arena so
Yep.
you don't get the grip and the speed, right?
Yeah,
Because
loosen up
that's
that
the last.
traction a little bit.
Yeah, that's what they want. Anyway, so that was a really cool thing that not a lot of people. I didn't even get any footage of it. I wish I would have. I was watching some other people's videos from Beat the Creek, and I wish I would have gone down there and just grabbed a little bit of footage,
Yeah,
which was
same.
super cool concept. I love the idea that he makes the body shells, and they're not
Yep.
scale looking, but they're really
No, they're
really
not
cool.
scale, and they're not dressed up. They're literally white paint.
Yep.
And you
But
pay $5 for 5 minutes of driving and bashing into each other.
we should have done it.
I know, I wanted to, but the
I know
weekend, man, for as long as the weekend feels, because it takes a toll, man.
it
It
does.
takes a toll on your feet and your back, and especially when the weather, like last year, we were just getting. Well, it was a monsoon, and then this year the wind and the chilliness.
The sun would go behind the clouds, and it would like instantly drop 15 degrees.
Yeah, it was a pretty big swing for sure.
And then the wind would
Um,
pick up and you'd be freezing. And then the sun would come out and you're like shedding layers.
yep. So it makes for long days.
It does. It does.
But having said all that, the weekend itself just goes so fast.
Oh yeah, I look back on it and go, holy cow, what happened? I mean, really? And we got there on Wednesday because Wednesday was a travel day for us.
Yeah.
You got there on Thursday.
Yep.
And then you went home basically a day early because we had the extra day of travel.
Yeah.
But I mean, why wouldn't you? You're only 3 hours away by car.
Well, actually, we all ended up in Indianapolis Sunday evening.
Yeah, we did. We did. Anyway, so
I
but
just
it does.
didn't have another extra day of travel on top of it.
It's true. It's true. It just was. It's crazy how fast it goes. But if you think it's kind of wine and roses, it's not. It's a lot of work. We do a
It
lot
is.
of booth setup, booth management, selling, because that's what we're there to do, is to sell product.
Yep.
And by the time the day is at the end, this is the first year we got back to the Airbnb at a decent time. every other time I've been to any event with Ken and Van and any of the guys at Direct RC, it's been like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, midnight, or midnight, 12:30, and then we stayed up for 2 or 3 hours just shooting the breeze, and then had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to be back at the event.
Yep. And for you guys with the time change,
Oh, it was
like for me,
brutal.
I'm operating on the same time zone. So like at 11 o'clock at night for me, I'm ready to go to bed because it's 11
Yeah.
o'clock at night, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But that's only 9 o'clock for you.
I know. I'm like, the evening's still young. Let's get going. But it was good. The whole event was amazing. The Hawks, or however you say their name, Joe, and I think it's his wife that own it.
Yeah.
Um, their property is absolutely gorgeous. They put in a ton of work.
Yeah.
And the event is just it's probably, I would dare to say, it's one of the, if not the only biggest, largest premier event in the United States at this
Yeah.
point.
And the attendance was down this year, like
Yeah.
noticeably down this year from last year. I think the rain from last year and the frustration, I think, ran some people off.
Yeah.
But having said that, there were still thousands of people at the event.
Yeah. And the year I went, it was jam packed. Like, it was crazy packed.
Yeah.
And then this year seemed a little bit smaller, which is good. It wasn't a bad thing. There's still lots of people there, but I think props to them for putting on such an event, and how it was ran smooth. We were talking to him at the very end there, and he said there were no hiccups. Amazing event. Really, if you haven't had the chance to go, you have to go at least once in your life, because it is really an amazing event.
Yep. And to go as a driver, I mean,
Oh, I
I
can't even
would
imagine.
love to go as a driver
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
because, I mean,
And
your whole time there, you can hit up, they've got like 11 or 12 different trails. They've got the barn, they've got the show and shine. There's just so many different activities, and
yeah,
Vendor Village is
the
awesome.
biggest vendor row, what I call vendor row or vendor village, the biggest one in any event that I've been to.
And they actually froze it this year. They didn't accept any new vendors this year.
Yeah,
Um, and there were a few kind of swap outs in the lineup or whatever, um, but yeah, Bam Bam, you're gonna love, you and Nana. You guys are going to absolutely love it. Bring every truck you have. They have a micro trail. They have, most of them are 10th scales. They have one or two 6 scale trails. You guys will absolutely love it.
yeah,
About half as many people as last year. That's kind of what it seemed like, but I mean, even with that though, there's still probably a good 2 or 3 thousand people there, and that's
yeah,
just an estimate, just from like kind of what I saw with the parking lots and the campgrounds and the people coming and going and stuff like
yeah,
that. And that's based on last year. Last year was so huge,
yeah.
even with all the rain and everything.
And the year before was massive as well, as compared
Yeah,
to this year, but it wasn't bad. The scale down size wasn't bad at all.
yeah.
Speaking of why we were there, I got to meet one of your groupies why I was there.
Which one? Actually, I had a good group
There, you had a couple. You had a
of my,
couple of
my
them.
fellow Hoosiers that came
Yeah,
down and stopped by the booth and said, "Hey." A
you
couple of
did.
my channel members stopped by. I was excited to see them.
Yep. And I got to meet them and talk. I got to interview. And I apologize, I can't remember his name, about
Chris.
the Chris, about his
Yep.
amazing rig that I can't call the what's it called?
Frankenrat.
Yeah, yeah. So very cool rig. I got to interview him about that rig, and then I met one of your other little friends.
I'm
While I
not.
was there,
I don't know if I'd call them friends.
you did give him the stink eye for quite a while.
No. Well, yeah,
No, it was really good to me to put some names to faces, right? Because these are people I've seen in the chat. I don't know that I've ever seen them in person,
yeah,
but it was really good to put some names to faces, or
yep,
faces to names. So this year's was
yep,
perfect. Besides the cold at night, yes, it was. And I was watching. We stayed in Airbnb. We were very lucky. We had heat and air conditioning, whatever we wanted. But the I was watching someone else's video. I can't remember today, and he said it got colder than he expected. Luckily, he had a good sleeping bag because he was in a tent.
Uh, I think it was DR Custom Wiring. He woke up on Sunday morning and his propane tank was frozen to the ground.
It was cold. It was
Yeah,
cold.
I didn't realize it got that cold, but it was frozen to the ground.
Like I think they said like 32. I mean, that's cold enough. And with
I'm
a propane tank going, it condenses and gets cold
uh-huh.
itself. So
Yep.
there you go. That's why.
So one more story for me. This one was really cool, man, and it totally caught me by surprise. So working the booth, I think this was Saturday, and I think it actually bled into Sunday as well. So Saturday, this young kid stopped by and he was
Mm,
eyeballing a Terranot really hard. And you could tell like he wanted a Terranot so bad. Um, and the guy he was with, he wasn't with his mom and dad. His mom and dad were actually at a vendor booth down the way a little bit, and so he was with like a family friend or something. I don't know. And the guy was with him, and he was just like, hey, it's your money, man. You got to make whatever decision you want to make. He was like, let's just think it over for a little while, and if that's what you decide you want to do, then we can come back and stuff like that. And this dude, he came back. I mean, the kid, he came back like maybe two or three different times, and he would just ask questions. Does it come with the trailer? Do all the wheels turn? And like, he was just so interested in that Terranaut, and he was so smart with the way that he was like giving it thought and like trying to figure out like, is
mhm.
this the smart move to make? Like, should I get a different truck and save a little bit more money, but I really like this thing?
Yeah,
And it was really cool to see. And I don't know, I mean, the kid, I mean, maybe what, like 10, 11, 12, maybe.
somewhere in that ballpark.
um and so he ended up coming back and he ended up buying an Arctos instead of a Terranaut. So
Yep.
still super solid choice,
Yeah,
absolutely nothing wrong with that.
absolutely.
um
A little bit
and
more on the
so
cost effective scale.
Yeah, absolutely. And so within minutes, we saw him ripping that thing up and down Vendor Village. So that was pretty cool. And then when he
So
killed the
cool.
battery, he came back with his other RC. It's an Element Enduro 24, which those things are not the best.
Yeah,
But that's what he had. And he brought that over to the booth and I was looking at it, just like I just glanced down and saw it. He had my sticker on there
he
from
did.
last year.
He
And
did.
I was, oh, dude, like that was such a cool surprise for me because that's the last thing I expected to see. And so, like that, and that's actually in my video. But yeah, that dude was awesome, man. Such a smart little guy. Really just kind of weighing out the pros and cons and taking full advantage of getting the best bang for his buck with the Arctos.
Yep. I had a similar experience, although I wasn't filming it because I was just kind of watching the booth. And they had an area where they set up the crawler tracks, and some people pulled up to the crawler tracks to try it out. And sure enough, there was my stickers all over the rigs. And I'm like,
Nice.
"How did you get those?" He goes, "Oh, we bought some from you 2 years ago." I'm like, "Awesome, thank you." It
Heck
does.
yeah, man.
It makes you feel good. It makes you feel good that it's such a good community, and the RC community is so awesome, and everybody's there to support everybody else. And
Yep.
it's such a good community, and that event is top notch for sure.
Yep. And that's the thing too, is like it's a huge event, but like there's a community within the event.
Yeah,
Like
for
when you
sure.
go a couple times, you start seeing like faces, you start recognizing people, and you might not remember their name because you've seen them one time 365 days ago.
Yep.
But like things like that, it's like, oh, like it just kind of like reconnects you with people. And
Yep.
it's so awesome, man. That whole event was so cool,
Yep.
such a good time. And dude, we're lucky, man.
So we're I'm and I kept I've said this and I'll say it again. I'll say it 100 times. And like I said, this is not a promotion for Direct RC, but I am so grateful for Direct RC and the opportunity that you and I guess I'm speaking for you too, have the opportunity to work for and with Direct RC, because we have the opportunity to go to cool events like this, and it's only because of Direct RC.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
one of the other things I really like about the event is I got to see people that I've talked to before, but I've never really met, like you, or like 2FMRC was there.
Yeah,
Um,
Matt's awesome,
Matt
dude. Matt's
Matt
so cool.
is phenomenal. He put his was it his son on my FPV rig?
Liam. Yep.
Yeah, we put him on the FPV rig. I mean, it's those types of people, and I know those are kind of the influencer style people, but they're all just so down to earth. Greg was amazing.
Yeah,
He was
Greg from
so
RC Drive. He's such a cool dude. Chris DeGraff from Hemistorm was there. Josh
yeah,
from Harley Designs was there. I mean, just so many like recognizable people that are just so cool to talk to.
yeah, for sure. And speaking of Greg, I mean, I've talked to him numerous times on the phone because he's done reviews on our product, but such a nice guy. Like the guy is so nice and so willing to help out and talk to you, and what a good guy
Yep. And he knows what he's talking about, dude. He's been in the industry.
for
Um,
30 years.
yeah, seriously, 33 years. Him and
Yeah.
I were talking. We were talking a ton this weekend, just in the truck back and forth and stuff like that. And that dude knows what he's talking about, man.
Yeah. He's a smart guy when it comes to RC stuff, for sure.
Tommy, yeah, good people that come to the booth every year. Yeah, and I mean those people, they're so cool. Um, I saw somebody made a comment there asking about construction equipment. So last year they did have a construction area in one of the barns, not the Beat the Barn barn, but a different barn. They had a construction area set up to where you can move some dirt around and stuff like that. This year, at least not that we found, they didn't seem to have that.
No.
But they have had RC construction areas in the past. I don't know if they're going to go back to it. I have no
Yeah.
idea. So honestly, that one is just kind of hit or miss, and I don't know how they decide to do it or not.
Yeah. And they had it the year before with me too. And I think I could be wrong, but I think it's a club. And if the club doesn't go, then because I'll be honest, if you think our side of the RC hobby is expensive, try doing construction equipment.
I don't want to. I've looked into just a little bit, and no, no thanks.
I would love to. Like if I could afford it, I would totally love to. Because I grew up doing construction. My dad was in construction. He was a civil engineer. I grew up in, I did everything from framing to operate heavy equipment, track hose, backhoes, rock trucks, all that stuff. So I absolutely love it. And
Yeah.
but you think this rig is expensive? Try getting an excavator. Like you're probably talking 3 or 4 times the cost of that one or more.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that stuff is so cool, man. And like the
So cool.
functionality and everything is crazy, but that is not in my budget.
No, not mine either. Although I would love to have it be in my budget because it is really, really cool. You were out running a mine by the entrance. There was a running mine. Oh yeah, I didn't know
No,
that.
he
But
was out there running his
oh, you were out there running yours.
the big dirt mound.
MINE. I read that wrong.
You sure
I'm
did.
an idiot. I'm an idiot. Bottom $1,200 bottom dollar. Yep.
Yeah.
And they do have tracks on them. RC8 says 20.
I think he's directing that towards me because I'm a sucker for tracks.
Yeah. And this type of tracks too, crawler tracks.
Heck yeah. And nano tracks one of these days.
Yep. One of these days.
Guys, I tried so hard to convince him to leave that set of nano tracks that he had at the booth with me, and I couldn't do it.
It was Direct RCs. It had their name on them. You want one that says CK4RC on it.
That's fine. I help Direct RC. I mean, I'm kind of an employee, kind of.
Kind of. I get it. Good times. Well, guess what? We just hit an hour.
We did. With no script.
With no script. Just like the event, it went quick.
Yeah. It was a good time, man.
Good time.
We didn't even get to show off the stuff I brought home, like the goods that we brought back.
Ah. We'll have to do that next time.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. If I can get my video out before then.
I want to show one thing real fast because I was super pumped about this. I've been wanting one of these for a really long time.
Oh,
and
buddy.
Been able to make it work. And at Beat the Creek, Carry All. If you're familiar with the Carry All bag brand, they had a booth, and I stopped in there, and I heard him talking to another group of guys, and he was like, "Yeah, I just sold out yesterday." So I was like, "Crap!" So I just left, and then he ended up down at our booth talking to Sam, and somebody that had reserved one backed out, so he had one left, and I got it. I got it. I
You
finally got my
did.
Carry All bag.
You
And
did.
because it had already been like pre-ordered or whatever. Is it Mike? Is that the Carry
Mike.
All guy?
That's Mike.
Mike.
Mike's.
Mike, super cool guy.
Yep.
But he had already started putting this stuff on there for the guide. But he managed to have this on hand.
Yeah, buddy.
So I'll probably end up swapping that out at some point. And then I found out, it turns out that this guy designs all these.
Yep. Well,
So
not all of them.
now-
I have designed some of them for him. So yes.
So now I'm just waiting on him to design my good old black and blue CK4RC one to stick on here. And
Yep.
then it will officially be mine. I mean, yes, it's already mine. I paid for it. But then it will be branded mine. And I'm
Yep.
super pumped to have my own carry-all bag. I've been wanting one of these for such a long time. They're awesome.
Yeah. I partnered with Mike a long time ago. He sent me one of his bags to kind of review, and I did. But I've in turn helped him with his website, and I've designed quite a few, not all, but quite a few of his X's, his X plates. And I'm going to design yours. He gave me permission to use his template, which I want to make sure we had permission. And I'm going to design yours, and it's going to be cool.
Can't wait. I'm pumped.
I'm super excited too, man. It's Carry All. If you don't know them, once again, another plug for them. They're awesome. Mike's a good guy. Go over to their website, and if you need a bag, they're top notch, 100%.
Yeah. Yep. So thank you guys for tuning in. We have been really hit or miss. I'm really hoping to get back on our regular schedule every 2 weeks. That's our goal.
Yep.
And get back in the swing of things. Andy, yeah, thanks, dude. Andy, thanks for all the comments, man, when you're watching the videos and stuff. Like, I love the way that you just go through and comment as you go.
Absolutely.
It's like we're watching the video with you.
And it helps support the algorithm too, so it does us a favor. So we really appreciate that.
Yep. Buddy cop movie with us. I'd be down with that. I'd do a buddy cop movie with you, Sam.
Sure.
So anyway, though, thank you guys for tuning in. So every other week, Wednesday, same place, same time. We're trying to get back into it. Hit the quadfecta for us before you go. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Subscribe to this guy and this guy.
And if you don't know where those two are, well, you're in the wrong place.
you can find us.
You can find us, trust me. There's a little one of these down there. You can find us with.
So
And
quadfecta, and then Sam, where are we gonna find them?
on the trail, baby. See you guys later.